Aye, it pains for me to tell you that Paperboy never came to Burnley. Not on arcade with handlebars and that, any road. I mean, yeah, the software stalwarts round at Sound Service might well have stocked the 8-bit conversions for Specky, Commodore 64 and whatnot, but Wonderland and Mr. Poole steered well clear for some reason, which were a shame. I'd first clocked the unmistakable arcade unit over in Morecambe, at some gaff on front there, a block or maybe two down from Morecambe Pleasure Park, just before they turned it into Frontierland. But I heard Paperboy before I saw it, and to this day it's got some of the best in-game music you'll ever hear. That is simply crying out for a Lalo Schifrin-esque Kif and Cool cover version. And once I'd seen it, that were pretty much it for whatever spending money shrapnel I had left in my pockets. Not seen aught like it before or since, really, aside from the inferior sequels, spin-offs and what have you. Though that Video Kid thing that come out a year or two back were a decent tongue-in-cheek homage, wasn't it? Give that a do if you've not. I think perhaps the game resonated so strongly with me as I can wholeheartedly personally attest as to the unsung heroism of yon paper fetching folk, due to my own experience as a paper lad for Peters up on Abel Street, a one-way street of a deal if ever I saw one, due to what pittance pennies I did earn going straight back in his pocket to pay for my Panini football stickers, which he occasionally suggested a staff discount for, that he never actually delivered. An irony that wasn't lost on me even then. What said personal experience did afford me though, was an insight into just how accurate this newspaper delivery simulation actually was. And looking back, barely a day went by when we weren't actively encouraged to smash the windows of any locals who dared not to patronise the business, and to feverishly desecrate any family burial ground adjacent to their property. A task I always felt quite uncomfortable with, if I'm honest. Then, I guess it goes without saying, at the end of each shift we rode up Barding Park to practice yogging papers at big targets before we skidded up at the bleachers next to Barding running track, where we were wildly applauded by a rum set of inebriated acolytes. Them were indeed the days. I were never that much cop at Paperboy then, and the years have not improved my skills much, if at all, as one can clearly see. I reckon if aught, I've got even worse. And I'm afraid, nay ashamed, to say that the well underrated Pooley Ruler never made it to East Lancs either, which were even more of a travesty really, as if anything, it reflected me early teen years more accurately than Paperboy had, if you can believe that. Because when my shift had finished at Peters, I'd sport me shepherd's crook and pastel pink peak of a cap, and head up Duke Bar to mix it with hordes of errant bully boy robots, eagerly entertaining the perverse packs of dauntless dogs that roam the streets back yond, before I headed up towards Pendle to turn, weird looking flying jellyfish into livestock and that. Then it were back down Wheatley Lane Road, where it just, I think we all remember what it were like back then, don't we? Yeah, making my way back down home till I landed on Travis Street just in time to skive school. I've got to tell you, this were more like a fly-on-wall documentary job than an absolutely batshit bag of pixelated nonsense. And I'm genuinely surprised I didn't get any royalties on it, thinking back. Maybe I should put a claim in, eh? Now there's a thought. And I guess while I'm sat here perusing on how to spend me bottomless bags of pooly rule and moolah, I guess I can start chucking a few bob about. And where better than with one of the more expensive titles on the NES these days, Panic Restaurant, innit? Average is about $400 or $500 these days for a tidy copy, don't it? Still, what's $400 or $500 when one can adapt the pixelated persona of a sultan chef, whose seemingly advanced years in no way limit his propensity to dispense vegetable violence with his pension cookware? And that's while he's still out on cobbles, pre-Panic Restaurant. And when he gets through the door, it really hits the pan. And I've got to say, those out there with a phagophobic fear of anthropomorphised creme brulees may want to look away sharpish. Give 'em a swift clout though, and keep pasting the pizza and whatnot, and next news you're face to face with boss number one, who's looking to give you a rate panning. Get yourself fettled with his perfunctory patterns though, and he dishes out the dollar, before you crack on giving it to, I don't know man. First thoughts is a sausage, but do them midriff creases suggest a certain croissantness? Best not to overthink it, innit? Yeah, I mean, it's a right enough knockabout platform, is this, but definitely try before you buy if you're halfway epicurious, because it sounds like a lot of dough to drop on one doing, isn't it, that? If you're after an OG copy. Each to their own mind, eh? It's your money. Spend it how you want. Now we're talking. Pac-Land. Yeah, this turned up one day at 2 esteemed venues on Combe Road. If not same day, defo same week, any road. Yeah, it's like you're playing a cartoon, were the words I remember me pal Kirsch saying when he called round for me after school. I remember it being down at Goodwill Taxis near Coach and Horses, and at another taxi rank and all further up, just short of Brenda's at Duke Bar. Writ number 1 they called it. I can't remember 100%. On corner there opposite Boggs, you know. And it were in a gaff far too small to have a pool table, which meant arcaders such as I risked getting an errant queue in kidneys now and then, while they were trying to clock Shaolin's Road or whatever. Or this, I guess. Which meant that Goodwill sought lion's share of my top scores, which inadvertently led me into a 3-way mystery love-hate affair with 2 nemesises, is it? By the names of Simi and Army. Might ring a few bells with them that know. How it used to go, this dance, were I'd get top score first thing before college, then by dinner one of them 2 would knock me off, then I'd do the same again to them, and so on and so on and so on for months. This carried on. Got to a point where I come to fear seeing their names on top score tables, because occasionally it meant that, you know, I had to miss law or psychology after dinner in order to try and get back up there. Kept me match fit though, kinda like cats like Ronaldo must do to Messi, I guess, eh? long and short were sometimes I managed to come out on top and sometimes I didn't. Thing were, I never knew who them two were either, and it drove me potty at time, did that. Well, Cuter, must have been a good decade or so after that, at least. And I'm there sinking a few ales in Talbot Tap Room when my good mate Maz strolls over with this lad and says, "Hey up, bud, I don't believe you've met Simmy, have you?" "Simmy, this is an Ecky Peck." We both just stood there staring at each other, agog, before grinning widely and saying, "Getting hell, it's you, ain't it? Is it you?" Before proceeding to get absolutely K-lied while regaling former glories to a pub full of hushed bystanders, their eyes all a twinkle, with the tremendous tales of two gaming gladiators the like of which our proud Milltown has never seen before or since. I mean, I have it in my head Army rocked up same night later on, but it might have been a week or two later maybe. I mean, your memory can tend to somewhat embellish such iconic events, can't it?